Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing stages 101 to 104 of the Hachette Partworks release and build a German U-96 U-boat. You know, I had no idea then what stages we're going to be doing. I found a little problem it's great that Hachette Partworks use just cardboards and paper for all their packages and stuff like that. But when these were delivered, they were delivered in the middle of a storm and the envelopes had opened. And basically, stage 102 must have fallen out the bag because I only had 3 stages in a pack. And I thought, you know what, let's check the neighbourhood. So I actually walked around the block of my neighbourhood. Luckily enough, I found this on the floor. So, glad I've got that though. And it's a bit of the haul that we're doing today. If you do want to get this for yourself, again, I don't know if this is available. I have put a link in the video description and you've got that QR code on the screen. But I think we're going to be putting some of the compartments in today. We're going to find that out together. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, first thing we're going to do, you see this cable that we had here? Before I've even opened that, we've got a little notch just in the side here that this cable is going to need to go out. So it's going into this area here. Now, obviously that means that all the cables are going to be connected to some sort of circuit board, I'm guessing, in this area. So for that reason, what I'm actually going to do is try and put this down. I'm going to have to loosen this up so I can actually slip this cable just through there. So to do that, I'm just going to loosen this screw at the top so I can pull this back and then feed the cable through into where that notch is. Perfect. Ensure it is still lying flat in there and then just reattach this back into place here. I've zoomed out my camera just a little bit now because what I want to do is on the other side here is I now want to remove this screw here. Now later on in the build, the compartment I'm going to be putting in, I'm actually going to take out again because I found there is an easier way to get this end compartment in by taking this one out first. But you'll see that when we get around to that. That's not this pack, that's going to be the next pack. This here, if you remember, is the compartment we're going to be putting in. And it's just a case of putting this in like this and then sliding this along into position. Matter of fact, the screw that we just put in there, again, might be better just to leave that off actually, until we've got that into place. So hopefully you can see this on one of the cameras. That's actually in there, but I haven't put the screws in on the other side here. Now they are CP screws, which I believe are going to be in this stage 101 pack. Let's check. They are in this pack, in this bag here. And then that means I'm just going to be putting a CP screw just through the holes on each side here. So one in here. And just one on the other side over here. So that's in there. I'll show you on the top camera what it's looking like. Pretty cool. Put that to one side, because now we're going to be creating the 5th magnet area. And that's once again just taking one of these magnets and putting this into here so it sits in the cavity. Probably best to take it from the behind and then sit it in properly. There you go. That's how that should be when that fits in. Then I'm going to be taking this bracket looking like that. That's actually just going to be going down here. It's going to be keeping the bulkhead into place. I need 2 CP screws. That's going to connect it from the bottom here. Get them in tight. And the other side. As you can see, that's in there just like that. Take what we just created with the magnet section, and just like we've done on the other side here, we're going to be putting this into place. So it's going to go in just like that. It's held in again with CP screws just through the tops here. 2 more to put in. And the last one, if I can just turn this around here, is just into the top here. keep all of these parts together, just like that. All we've got to do then is do exactly the same thing on the other side by putting this connector in. Which goes in like this. And again, CP screws to hold this one in. I do stress, I think we are going to be taking this whole thing out soon. So all of these brackets here, here, here and here will be coming out, so I can actually just lift that out so I can get this M1 in. I do think they want us to get the M1 in by sliding it in like this. I don't think we need to do that, but we'll figure that out later on. Now they don't want me to actually attach this yet, but I'm going to put a screw in here anyway, just to stop that going anywhere. But that is all there is to do in that stage. If I just show you from the top camera, that's how that room looks when it's in. Now I have taken off the panels at the moment as well, just to make things a little bit easier. So that moves swiftly on to stage 102. This is the one that was left out in the street. So I'm glad I've managed to find it. And all I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to be putting these two connectors on here. So one this side here. I'm holding them in with FM screws. These are the silver screws here. There's two each side. And then funny enough, I can put that to one side, bring over the U-boat again, and they have now provided the screws to attach this area in, which I've already done. So I don't need to do that. But that's all there is to do in that stage. Stage 103 has got the 6th magnet in it. Let's get that open. No screws in this stage. What we are going to do though is put the magnet in exactly like we have been doing throughout this build. So it's just a case of pushing it in here through the clips. And that snaps into place just like that. And then we've just got this section, which we're not actually using at the moment. It says keep it safe. I can do that. Which means we're going to do the first propeller motor in stage 104. Now, I have to say this build, the last two stages, there was hardly anything to do. The first stage took quite a while for me, to be honest with you. As a matter of fact, the recording time is now 40 minutes because trying to get that in was a little bit of a challenge. So as you can see, we've got two motors here at the moment. And we've got a very long lead. And what we want to do is on the end, which has got a plug on, not a socket, a plug, we're going to be putting on this little label, which says M9, about an inch from the top, like that. Perfect. Now, take one of the motors. I'm going to be plugging that into the socket end over here. We've got a cog to put onto the end of the motor. It has got a cross pattern on it. So again, this can only go in one way. So that's in like that. And I'll just put that to one side at the moment. And I'm going to need the two parts of the motor. So when I put this on, it's actually going to go over the holes that we got there. So it's looking just like that when I put it in. It's held in with FP screws. Now the FP screws are the ones with the flat heads on them. There are similar ones here which are longer, but it's not those. And just get this into place. So one in here. And one in the other side. So I'm in a position now where I can actually put this motor in here. So it's actually just going to be dropping into this section like this. So that it's locked in to this side of the plate we just put in, but also we can actually see those pins coming out the bottom there. Now I'm holding them in with BP screws. Now that's going to be the other screws here, slightly longer, just through the holes there. And that's going to hold this motor into place. Just put that motor to one side and bring over the U-boat again. And I've got a plate here that I'm going to be putting in over the top, just like this. Now I'm guessing this plate is going to be housing something later on. I've got some silver screws for this. I need two of these. So one in there. That's good. And one in the other side. And with that in place, we don't actually get to fit the motor at the moment. Oh, I thought we might be able to fit the motor. Oh, that's depressed me a little bit. I'm guessing the motor's going to go on top, kind of like that somehow, eventually, but we don't actually fit the motor. Oh. We do have another motor here left over as well. So I'm guessing the plate that we made here probably goes on the other side over here. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'm guessing there. But all cool. They haven't asked me to put that in. I'm just double checking the instructions. Yeah, they definitely haven't asked me to put that in. I just feel like I've forgotten something. I hope I haven't. But it's looking really good. If I can try and pick this up, and I'm going to probably regret putting that plate in now. But that's where I think that plate goes. That's what it looks like from that side. Told you I was going to regret it. And then this is what it looks like so far from this side. Pretty good, isn't it? I really hope you like that video. Let me just gently put this down. Oh, I can't have another accident here. My accident board's already been returned to 2 now, I think we're on. We're good. Anyway, I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.